Nation Rally Cup champion in 2006. And here is Shrek, Hayden Paddon out of Geraldine in the sensational South Island, the current leader of the New Zealand Rally Championship, the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Champion. That's his goal for this year. Paddon up in the top 20 all so far today. Interesting talking to his very experienced co-driver John Kennard. He said that this young kid is starting to mature, where in past you'd have a few problems. Now he's just learning to not get frustrated, take his time and drive through them and still be fast and consistent.
We've been keeping an eye on Hayden's times today, and he didn't try to be the fastest the whole time, but when Westy ran into a couple of problems as far as the championship's concerned, then Hayden's been a bit more of a steady Eddie so far today. Richard Mason, of course, has been the fastest Kiwi for all day. He's been significantly faster than these guys, but Richard hasn't got too much chance trying to retain his National Rally Championship title, so he's a sort of all or nothing philosophy, whereas these guys have got a championship to try and win.
And what a weekend for young Hayden Paddon too, being able to race on the Pirelli tyres, because now he's a big buzz for both of them.
Good to see he's got another replacement steering wheel on that car, Clint. No vice grips required to get around Mystery Creek Super Special Stage today.
So the Kiwis are out in fourth, live on Sky here tonight. Hayden Paddon from Geraldine in the South Island in the green machine, Shrek we call him, currently has a 29-point lead. This is round 5 of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship. The final showdown is going to be in Nelson. They'll be racing this leg today.
Our third position. And they've all been following this guy, Hayden Paddon. Paddon, you'll notice, has got a left-hand drive car there, and this is all in preparation for hopefully his career in rallying when he spends more time overseas. They're all in left-hand drive cars, so he's taken the initiative, and you've got to give him full marks for trying to get things set up the way that he wants them to be for the future.
Hayden Paddon 21st so far after day one of Repco Rally New Zealand.
Stepped away, went into F1 for a while, and now you come back?
Yeah, we've had interest in F1. I ran the BAR team when before we sold it to Honda. We was running second behind Ferrari with that team then. And
this is Hayden Paddon, by the way, who's the current leader of the New Zealand Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship, and this could be the day that he wraps up the national title. He's got a 40-second lead over 40-point lead over Chris West. Of course, Richard Mason is out there doing the business. This is live on board. How's that?
On the Shrekmobile. This is good news.
Team Green, the boy out of Geraldine, and with Paddon and John Kennard taking you into the driver's seat with the Repco Eye in the Sky, and now live on board today on Sky Sport.
Well, you know John Kennard, of course, David, is one of the pro drivers.
He did some work for you, didn't he?
yes, of course he did, yeah.
And he's doing a wonderful job with Hayden. Hayden's in a left-hand drive car there because he's got a big future, so we want you to be looking really closely at our good Kiwi boy here.
The next guy from down under.
He's certainly showing the potential. Young guy, got a great family team behind him, and driving with a maturity beyond his years.
And so you stepped away from the pro drive thing that was going very, very successful, and then what, set up Formula One?
No, I'm the sort of owner of Pro Drive, so I just decided I wanted to take a break. I put a management team in for a while. Went off, ran the BAR Formula One team, took a few of my management with me to run that. Then it was sold to Honda, and so went back then, and the project after that was setting up Aston Martin Racing, where we built the race cars for Aston Martin, and then more recently I led the buyout of Aston Martin from Ford in the last 12 months. So that's kept me fairly busy the last 12 months.
Fantastic.
What do you do for fun? It sounds like you're a pretty busy guy.
It's fairly...
If you're looking at buying another car, then we popped in this afternoon. We thought, hello.
They didn't look like rally cars either, Clint.
And then the desire to come back with the redevelopment of the Subaru team, because they were sort of...
And family life, Neil, how does that go? Is single man still? It must be pretty tough on the family.
No, I'm a married man with 2 kids, but I've done it before I got married, so the wife understands it, you know. That's what brings the money home, is the job I do, so I think being away a bit keeps a healthy marriage, personally. But
and they live here, or they?
Yeah, well, I'm back in New Zealand now, and the wife and kids are in New Zealand, yes.
And what's your job with international motorsport with the Porsche thing coming up?
Yeah, well, obviously in the summer series in New Zealand here, last year I was working on the TRS cars.
Righto.
And this year I'll be working on the Porsche GT3 cars, which obviously it's a bit different to working on these cars. They're a lot cleaner for a start.
Hayden Paddon, the current leader in the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship. He's had another very smooth, consistent day. We call him Shrek because of the team green, the boy out of Geraldine. He's on target to win the national championship after the disaster weekend for Chris West. A real battle, losing his steering yesterday and then having a bit of a crash today. So the Andrew Sims Mitsubishi team did a great job. They're also impressed by the fact that Westy had a roll and just bounced back onto his feet and kept on going and said, we'll drive it back to the finish. So what's your take on this guy here, like from the New Zealand guys in the championship?
Obviously the pressure's on them quite a bit because they're on the world stage all of a sudden, and they need to impress the world's press, but also they don't want to go flat out and put it off because that's not going to do them any good. They've got the New Zealand Championship to think about as well, so there's obviously a lot of pressure on these young guys here to do well for New Zealand Championship and international wise.
Right. And that's what's really impressed me with Hayden's drive in the last couple of days is just being smooth and being calm and not reacting to the pressure that's on him. See the brake lights flashing there, a little bit of left foot braking going on, but you know, with having John Kennard alongside with all the tips and the tricks that he picked up from the Subaru team, we're hoping this boy's got a big future.
And how much, like, you know, when you say there's pressure on these drivers, what about you Kiwi mechanics when you're working with these overseas big flash teams, you know? Must be a bit of pressure there.
I just take it in your stride, don't you? The Kiwis have a go at anything, don't they? So you'll probably find if you're around all the teams, there's at least one Kiwi in every team.
Just let me know if we get into
Kiwis travel everywhere. At Ford, for instance, there's 3 Kiwis in the Ford team.
Well, this is the scary roller coaster bit that we were talking about, Clint, and it was Carlos Sainz's sheep used to live somewhere around here because it was these stages a few years ago.
Fantastic. This is groundbreaking TV here. This is live as this car is going through the stage on board with Team Green, the direct Paddon Evo, and our top New Zealand driver leading the championship. He won't be the first Kiwi home because at this stage is still Richard Mason, although we did hear that Richard Mason may have lost about 20 odd seconds. So fantastic to be able to really not only just show you the shots from the chopper but also put you in with the guys.
Some great stuff here. Got the left-hand intersection coming up. He's got a big straight in the bottom of the valley here and then a hill climb out the other side, and his lines are looking smooth and fast. Championship here
right here, right now, today, yes. A few spits of rain too at times. What's been the reaction amongst the teams with the tyres? No problem?
No, I think, everyone's in the same boat, so...
so they're all not happy?
Yeah, exactly. You just get on with it, don't you? There's no other choice. You just get on with it.
And don't forget that today's leg will finish the 2 legs for the New Zealand Rally Championship for this part there, as he went a little bit wide there, Hayden Paddon, but they're still back in the rally tomorrow to be that first Kiwi home.
Just a few spits of rain on the windscreen there, that certainly won't be significant enough to make any change in grip or traction. Oh, a little bit wide there too. We better change to another view, hadn't we, Clint? We're going to give him the commentator's curse.
So fantastic shots here on board with Hayden Paddon, John Kennard calling the notes, Taiakau North. A little bit of rain coming through.
John will be saying keep it neat and smooth and don't go so wide. You see those big holes full of clay and it's very, very slippery, and you hit the hole and it bounces the suspension and then there's no grip on the tyre as well. So they're going to have to be careful. Hopefully they've noted a lot of those in their notes prior.
There we go, back with the chopper shot to show exactly where he is and what they've been doing from inside the car, from above the car. Live with Repco Rally New Zealand here on Sky Sport this afternoon. So, Neil, it's been fantastic for you to join us this afternoon. So,
having a great battle at that stage, he was doing very well against Hayden Paddon, the current leader of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally